Hello, y'all. This is Tiger from 106 Keep It a Bean, man. How's my 106 Keep It a Bean family doing out there, man? You know I love chopping it up with you guys. You know I love spending time with you. You know what we do here at 106 Keep It a Bean. Yes, we keep it funky. And you know, guys, we're always going to keep it fresh, man. I'm excited to be here to do another therapy session with you guys because you know I need it. And so I thank you for that. Sometime last year, I talked about doing story segments, story segments where I would come on and share stories with you guys. And hopefully you would like them. You know, guys, always give me your feedback. Tell me what you think. Ask questions about the story. But, you know, and I have quite a few stories up here. And I want to begin to start telling some stories, if you'll let me. You know what I always say, you know, just walk with me, spend some time with me, and we'll kind of see where these things, where these stories go. I just recently put one of my stories down on paper. It's a rough draft, so it's not completed, but I want to share with you what I have so far, and I hope you like it. I really, really do. And with that being said, and I mean, you know, let's begin the story. The title of it is called The Book of October. The Book of October. Some memories don't fade, they just wait. October 30th, 1984. It was the night before Halloween. Mischief night, they called it. In a mill town wrapped in rustling leaves and restless winds, two best friends, Chance and RB, were doing what they always did, joking and acting silly. They'd grown up together on the same block, climbed the same trees, scraped the same knees. But that night was different. That night they saw something, someone on the top of Cornell School building. The figure was dark, almost impossibly still, and shrouded in a kind of shadow that didn't match the light around it. The street lamps flickered. The air felt too heavy for autumn. Then, as if aware of being watched, the figure looked at them. Even from a distance, the boys felt it, like the gaze cut right through their skin. Then it jumped. Neither of them knew for sure, but they ran as fast as they could and never spoke of it again. Not for years. Not until time softened the edges of fear into something almost like curiosity. It was a late November afternoon, over a decade later. They were both in their 20s and back in town for Thanksgiving. Chance brought it up first, half laughing. Do you think about that night? RB had all the time. One cold morning, they went back to the school grounds. The building had long since closed. Weeds cracked the pavement, windows boarded up, but something drew them to a spot beneath the roofline, the place where, if the figure had fallen, it would have landed. That's where they found the book. It was buried just there, resting between the broken concrete and the wild grass, untouched by weather or time. Its cover was black, leathery but warm to the touch, and a mark only with a symbol neither of them could recognize. When they opened it, every page was blank. No title, no author, no explanation. They kept it anyway. Years passed, and life moved on. And then one day, a spring evening washed in rain, and Chance pulled the book from a box in his attic, dusty but still intact. When he flipped it open this time, the pages were no longer blank. Words had appeared, at first just a few, then entire sentences, then stories. But they weren't just any stories. It was moments from their childhood, dreams they've forgotten, thoughts they've never spoken aloud. And stranger still, there were things the book told them about the world, about life, that neither could explain. the words on the page seemed to shift, to grow with them, to know them. It told a story of something ancient, watching, waiting, and choosing. And the deeper they read, the more they realized that night in 1984 wasn't random. It was the beginning of something neither of them had yet understood. But the book knew. And now it was time to finish the story. I'm going to end there. I told you it was a rough draft. I wasn't completed with it, but this just some thoughts that I had put down on paper. And I wanted to share with you guys. And I definitely want your feedback. I want you to, ask questions. Tell me what you think about the story, about the characters. Ask questions about the thought, the plot, the theme. And remember what I always say, the plot and the theme may be saying two different things. So ask questions about the story called The Book of October, about the two characters, Chance and RB. When on Halloween night, they saw something on top of a school that forever changed their life. And so ask me questions about it. I hope you like the story. Like I said, I haven't completed it yet, but I'm in the process of doing that. But I just wanted to, again, share a little bit of it with you guys. So kind of tell me what you think. I told you I want to start a story segment on my podcast where I'll come on and I'll tell you guys a story. And I hope you like it. And then you can engage and ask questions, and then we can go from there. Next thing I want to say is this. The primary election is over. And kudos to the winners. And for the people who did not win, what I will say is this: don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep knocking on doors. Keep doing what you were doing and did, and I believe the next time you'll get in. Kudos to the winners like Piro and Jessica Johnson, Arla Payne, and others, that I didn't mention. So kudos to you guys. I think I've talked about this quite a few times. This is the opportunity for you guys to bring change, to fight the political machine that's already in place in your local communities. This is your opportunity to fight for your constituents. This is your opportunity to really listen to the constituents and hear their concerns and understand their plights and begin to go out there and really, really, really fight for them. Fight for their city, their communities, and the children and all of that. So kudos to people who won the primary, and I hope and pray that you win when the election time comes, that you win and you will be those champions standing in the ashes to bring about change, especially in McKeesport. So kudos to, again, like I said, Jessica Johnson, Arla Payne. So kudos to you guys, really. And Julian, I want to say, brother, don't give up. You taught us. You informed us. You made it. I think you bridged that gap with a lot of us to get people engaged. Keep doing your lives, man, your Q&As. I think it's needed. It's necessary. I know you didn't win the primary, but trust me, you won a lot of people's heart in McKeesport, man. So please keep doing what you're doing because it's needed and it's necessary. Because you made it, I think you gave a platform for, I don't want to use the word ordinary, but for people who don't necessarily get involved in politics, who don't really watch it. I think you gave them a platform. You gave them an avenue, a bridge where they can cross, and now they can ask someone who's fighting for them, who cares about them, who walks the same streets as they do and drives this. You understand what I'm saying? So, brother, please don't give up. Keep fighting. Kudos to you, man. You won. Trust me. I know you didn't win the primary, like I said, but you won. and take that victory and keep doing what you're doing, brother, and don't give up, because McKeesport needs you. The residents need you. Keep educating us. Keep informing us. Keep teaching us. Keep challenging us to watch your Q&As and be involved and engage the people. Be that catalyst, if you will. So thank you for that, Julian, man. Really, I mean that, brother. Because you helped me, man. Like I said, you opened my eyes to some things that are going on in McKeesport that I wasn't aware of, man. So thank you, man. And just keep doing what you're doing, brother. Please, trust me. You're going to get in there. Trust me, you will. I believe it. The last thing I want to say and talk about, and I don't want to sound cryptic. I really don't. I don't want to sound like a pessimist. I don't want to sound like doomsday. I don't. But I have to say it. Man, we live in a world now where good is promoted. I mean, where bad is promoted, lies are promoted, and the truth is frowned upon and ostracized. We live in a world where, man, it seems like families are broken, children are lost, and society seems like it doesn't care anymore, or it has its own agenda. We're seeing it every day, man, with gun violence. I call it the second pandemic. We see it with the senseless killings. We see people acting out in strange ways that we've never seen before, and they're doing it on a regular basis. I don't know if it's a cry for help, and I understand the mental health aspect of it, but we're not doing enough about it. And people are crying, and people are dying, and it's sad. And I heard a lady say the other day, and I hope I'm saying it right. She said, governments and corporations don't care anymore. They want us to be silent. They want us to be hidden, and they want you to die quietly. They want us to die quietly, man. That is sad. People are working 2 and 3 jobs. They don't have time to be parents. You understand what I'm saying? We have a lot of latchkey kids. I remember my daughter was one when I was working all the time, and I felt bad because I couldn't be there all the time to do the things that I needed to do. But she grew up quick, and she had to be independent. She had to learn, but they shouldn't have to. And we're living in these times, man, and it's crazy. How can you glorify wrong but want, to ostracize good? That's crazy, man. But that's what's happening on a regular basis. And I'm going to ask this question, and I don't know the answer to it, but I'm asking all of us. When do you think God is going to say enough? It's enough. And he closed the curtain, and it's done. When do you think he's going to say that? Because we can't keep pretending we didn't create this world. We didn't design this world. We didn't design the spiritual principles in this world or the laws that govern it. But yet we walk around as if we did, and that's crazy and it's scary. So I'm asking the question, when is God going to say enough is enough? And close the curtain, like I said. It's scary, but it's worth asking. And I'm asking each and all of us out here, ask ourselves that question. I don't know the answer. I've heard in script, he's a patient God. He's a loving God. But he's also a God that doesn't play. That's why if you know anything about scripture, most of the people didn't want to deal with God. They went to Moses. And they let Moses go to God because God didn't play. When he came on the scene, you either did this or that or you were gone. There was you didn't have a Johnny Cochran. You know what I'm saying? It was over. So I'm asking the question. I'm going to say it again. I know I'm repeating myself, and I apologize for that. But when is God going to say enough's enough? And then I guess another question is, when are we going to say enough's enough? When are we going to start standing on righteousness, standing on truth? When are we going to start promoting good and not, you know, stop dancing with lies? When? Man, trust me, bro. I'm not. When I'm saying these things, I'm not trying to say that I'm good or better. I'm not, bro. I'm just like you. I put my pants on the same way you do, like my grandmother always used to tell me. And all I'm just simply saying, bro, we gotta stop. We have to. It's necessary. It's mandatory. We have to. Much like, you know, the story that I told about the Book of October, the two characters, Chance and RB, they saw that thing on the roof, and it changed their life because they didn't know what it meant. What was the significance of it? What was the purpose of it? But they saw it and they changed their life. And they found this strange book that had this crazy symbol on it that they've never seen before. And then they opened it up and all the pages were blank. There was nothing on them, no author, no titles, no explanation. And then years pass. One of them finds the book again and they open it up and all of a sudden there's words on the pages. And it begins to tell them about them, their dreams, their thoughts, their hopes, their desires. And it also begins to tell them about the world that they live in, about life. Guys, and they begin to read the story. And so I'm just saying, guys, when is God going to say enough's enough, man? I don't know, man. But my hope and prayer is that we can change the narrative. We can change the course that we're currently on. It's going to take all of us, each of us, to reevaluate our hearts, reevaluate your, you know, the things you care about, the things you talk about, the things you do, the things you don't. None of us are above reproach. None of us can throw a stone because we all live in that glass house at the end of the day. I love y'all, bro. I do. And I hope you love me. And I hope you tune in. And I hope you ask questions and get involved, especially with your local politics. And that's get together and stop this madness, man. You know, I don't care about Republicans or Democrats. They're both the same to me. They just wear different clothes, if that makes any sense. Let's start focusing on human beings, human rights, and doing what's right for humans. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm digressing a little bit, and I apologize. That wasn't my purpose to talk about some of those things. Again, I just wanted to say I'm going to start a story segment when I tell stories. And you guys can ask questions about the plot, about the theme, about the characters, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, where did it come from? Why am I telling the story in the first place? And I also talked about the primary. You know, kudos to the winners. And for the losers, I told them, keep fighting, keep burning that torch. And I gave a special thanks to Julian Thomas, man, because, man, even though he didn't win the primary, but he won a lot of hearts in McKeesport, man. So he's a champion. He won. And he's the guy that, you know, keep doing his Q&As, like I said, because you're teaching us. And I think you're galvanizing the people to begin to stand up, man, and say enough's enough. They ain't taking it no more. That's it. If you ain't doing right, got to go. You know, just like they rehired Trump, which is crazy to me. Stop rehiring these candidates that ain't doing nothing. They got self-agendas. That care about the party more than they care about their constituents. You want people to get in that's going to fight against the political machine and fight against their own party if the party ain't doing the right things. You guys tell me what you think, man. You know, I'm always looking for feedback. I'm always looking for, you know, people to interview. I keep telling y'all, this is y'all podcast, bro. This is your platform to say whatever you want to say. I'm just here, you know, to help mediate that or help facilitate it, if you will. You know, hit subscribe, and thank you for the few people that I ran into over the last couple of days that hit subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And 106, keep it a bean, thank you, trust me. So guys, man, you know, again, I didn't want to sound on down and pessimistic, like it's over. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying we got to wake up. I'm saying we got to, how long is God going to put up with it? Put up with us? 'Cause, man, woo, man, it's crazy. It really, really, really is, man. So if you're just tuning in, or if you get a chance sometime today, or, I know we're all busy. We all got to work. We all got responsibilities. I get it. But check out the story called The Book of October, man. It's not done. It's not completed, but I'm getting there. But check it out and tell me what you think, man. And we'll go from there. And I'll do another episode, and I'll talk about the plot. I'll talk about the theme. I'll talk about, where the story came from, whether it's true or not, and why I wrote it in the first place. So, again, I told you, man, we're going to keep it funky. We're going to keep it fresh here on 106, Keep It a Being. That's one of my platforms. It's what I stand on. It's what I believe in. It's a podcast of the people and for the people. I really believe that. Jessica Johnson, congratulations. I hope we can do an interview so you can kind of let the people know what you stand for, what you plan on doing for McKeesport. And any other candidate that wants to be interviewed by 106 Keep It a Being, by all means, we can set up the logistics. We can do it so you can get your word out, get your platform out, get what what you plan on doing for McKeesport. And also, my last thing I almost forgot, my niece, Savasha Cheney, man, congrats on winning the primaries over there in Wilkinsburg to be the representative for the 3rd Ward. Man, she stands on accountability and transparency, and, she's the truth, bro. She's ready. She's young. She's hungry. She's ready. You know what I mean? She's going to bring that energy, that vibe that is needed to that area, man. And so kudos to you, my niece. I'm proud of you. Love you. I think that's all I had to say today, man. Tune in. Again, thank you guys. I love you guys. You know it, man. I really, really do. You know what I always say. If there's no questions, man, I'll definitely get off, man. But definitely, man. Again, just check out this new series I'm going to be doing. It's called Story Segment, when I'm going to tell stories. And trust me, I got a bunch of them up there. I just got to put them down on paper. With some help. I'm getting some help, so thank the help that's helping me. And I hope you guys tune into them. I hope you like the stories. I hope you get something from them. And again, I always tell you, this is therapeutic for me, man. I need it. These sessions that I have with you guys, when I do these little episodes, they help me mentally. They help me spiritually. They help me, man, because I need them. I need to talk about some of these things. And they help me get through the day, get through the week. And because, we're living in this crazy time, man. Y'all know it. I know y'all know it. If you don't know we're living in a crazy time, man, check your pulse, because it's crazy out here, bro. People are not the same anymore. It's almost as if some of them are aliens, and I hate to say that. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even seem like themselves anymore. Like they've been, changed in some way, man. I know they done played around with these vaccines and the mRNA and, the DNA and all that, playing around with DNA structures and all this crazy stuff, man. It's dangerous out here, bro. So, stay prayed up, keep talking to God as much as you can, believe, you know what I'm saying? And just do what you got to do. But one last thing I want to say, and I really wanted to talk about this on another episode, but it was just so fascinating to me. I want to share this before I go. I was listening to this doctor, scholar guy, man. And because I always asked the question for years, why can't we beat cancer? Why? What is it about cancer that we just can't seem to beat? They can beat some, the lower ones or whatever, but as a whole, cancer is whooping our behinds. It is. That's just keep it a being. It is. And what I found out was this. I didn't know this about cancer. Cancer is intelligent. It's smart. It's cunning. It understands. What I mean is this. Cancer has the ability to be in your body, reduplicate itself, and hide. In other words, it can reduplicate your healthy cells and then hide. So your immune system can't detect it. It hides. It's so intelligent that it understands how to hide, but yet reduplicating itself, meaning it's taking your good cells and it's reduplicating it after itself. But they look just like the good cells, but they're not. And they're hiding and they're waiting. You know what I mean? Like somebody just waiting, plotting on you. And then one day, bang, out of nowhere, here it comes. So this doctor says how we have to attack cancer is a three-pronged system. He says first you have to expose it. In other words, keep it from hiding. And then you got to hit it with something that stops it from reduplicating itself. So in other words, it can't speak to the other cells anymore. And then the last thing he says you have to do is you have to outright just kill it. And once you begin to kill it, it's gone. That's crazy, man. I never knew that cancer, that it was that smart. And think about this. It's a cell that has the ability to hide inside of us, undetected, for as long as it wants. Meanwhile, learning the languages of your other cell structures in your body, so it can know how to reduplicate it, knows how they move, know how your cells think. That's how smart and intelligent. So we're dealing with an intelligent thing. That's why it's so hard to beat cancer. But I think that doctor says he's on something, man. If we can learn, we can get it to expose itself and then attack it and stop it from, being able to speak to the other cells and kill it. We got a chance, man. So I just wanted to share this with you. I thought it was fascinating to me, man. I was like, wow, man. Like I said, I always ask the question, why can't we beat cancer? Now I understand why. It's intelligent, man. It's an intelligent thing, man. It's an entity that's smart. But I believe we can beat it, and I believe we will, man. And I was talking to my dad yesterday. We both kind of agree with the same thing. I believe any disease that came from this earth will be cured from something else in it. I really believe that with all of my heart. I don't know what you guys think, but that's what I believe. You just have to find the cure, that's all. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please check, when I get off, go back and listen to the story. Tell me what you think, man, and we'll chop it up and we'll go from there, man. And you know what I always say, man? Be true to yourself. Be true to him. Walk with purpose. And more importantly, walk with love, man. I think that's all I have to say for, this evening. Thank you for walking with me. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to just listen, to what I had to say. Always give me feedback. Always tell me what you think. That's how I grow. That's how I learn. That's how I get better at this craft. And I love you guys, man. I really, really do, man. And thank you for another therapy session, because I needed it. Thank you. I'm at work right now, but you know what I'm saying? So, but thank you guys. So, man, this is Tiger from 106. Keep it a beam, man. I love you guys. Peace. And enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out.